Hello and welcome back to an episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? Hope you're doing great. For today's episode, I want to talk about the case of two friends, Celine and Afiba, and the ill fate they met when they contacted Andrew Amechi. Now, for some of you who are not familiar with this story, let me just give you a bit of a background. Celine and Afiba were, they were friends, and Celine is Nigerian, Afiba is from Ghana, and for some reason they contacted each other, or they were friends or something like that, because Celine has actually visited Ghana. There were videos of her in Ghana, so I think they were kind of friends that visit each other from time to time, and they share that on social media. So Andrew Amechi is a British Nigerian. According to the story, Andrew Amechi left the UK a couple of years ago, and one of the reasons why he left was because he was accused of sexually assaulting a lady in the UK. He did time, and when he came out, I mean, according to the story, he's a businessman, so when he came out, he has lost some time, and the business was no longer as he used to, so he then relocated to Nigeria, and he chose Aba and Port Harcourt as his base. Now, Andrew has been posting on social media his, this fake British accents that people do. Anyway, according to the story, he left when he went to the UK when he was a bit younger, so maybe it was real accent, I don't know. So Andrew was always on social media posting. He said he has a company, Black Sheep, and he's always trying to recruit people to work for him. Now, the source of his income, or what he does for a living, nobody could pinpoint what Andrew does, or he never really said, but he has this company where he's telling people, recruiting young girls from social media. Now, along the line, Andrew came in contact with Celine and asked her to come and visit him. Celine is in Port Harcourt, and then he asked her to come and visit him in Aba. Now, he now asked Celine to bring her friend, because I think they were always posting on social media. He now asked her if she could bring her friend for, according to the story, for an alleged threesome. So Celine now contacted Afiba, who is in Ghana, or who was in Ghana, and according to the story, Afiba is married with kids, allegedly. So Afiba, on the other hand, told her family that she was going to Nigeria. She had this job interview that she's going for. She came to Port Harcourt, and she and Celine headed for Aba. Now, when they went to Aba, they did some videos where they were in the house. Even Andrew Amechi did a couple of videos where he videoed them, naked on the bed, let's say after the contracted threesome. Now, according to the story, when Andrew requested for Celine and Afiba, Celine gave him the price of ₦1 million, that if he wants two of them, that he will have to charge for ₦1 million. Now, Andrew, actually, from what the text that we saw that surfaced on social media, Andrew wanted Celine and Afiba to come on Saturday and then leave on Monday or something like that, or on Sunday, I don't know. So he just wanted them for the weekend, and they charged him ₦1 million. According to the story, the money was paid before Celine and Afiba actually left Port Harcourt to Aba to visit Andrew. Now, while all these things were going on, they did videos, and they were able to inform people that this is where they were going, because he presented that as a job offer on social media, which I think they applied for, but he now made it to look as if they are coming to do hookup, which he requested for, and they actually named their price. But before they left, they informed family and friends. I mean, Afiba from Ghana told her family that she's going to see her friend Celine, and whatever she told them, we're not aware of that. Allegedly, she told the family or the husband that she's coming for a job interview. Now, Celine, on the other hand, told her family and friends that she's going to Aba. So when Monday they were supposed to come back, they did not come back. This was happening in April. The family raised alarm that they were not able to locate their child or sibling or sister, So when they raised an alarm, obviously they knew where Celine and Afiba went to. So police went to, they kind of filed a police report, and then the police went to Andrew Amechi's house in Aba. When they got there, they were not able to gain access because, according to the story, Andrew Amechi is armed with, I think, AK-47 rifle. So they finally negotiated their way into the house. Now, they stayed over in Andrew's house for the night, and allegedly, they were extorting Andrew. According to the story, they told Andrew that these are two runaway girls. They were just trying to, they self-kidnapped basically, and they're trying to extort money from Andrew. So Andrew, trying to play ball with them, was giving them money. According to the story, he gave them, I think, 500,000 that night, and then they took him to the police station. When he got to the police station, I think he was there for about 2-3 weeks. Now this whole thing was happening. Now we're now in May. This whole thing was going on. Everybody was still raising alarm. Nigerian police, what are you doing to locate these girls? Because they are still missing. What is Andrew saying about the whereabouts of these girls? What is going on? Andrew, on the other hand, had his phone and still was communicating with friends, telling them that this is the situation, he's in police custody, he doesn't know what was going on, because at that point nobody knew what the extent of what has happened. So Andrew was playing ball with the police, was giving them money, until the Ghanaian authorities, I think the parents or the husband of Afiba, reported to the Ghanaian embassy that their daughter went to Nigeria and they've not been able to locate her. Then the Ghanaian embassy wrote to Nigerian embassy in Abuja, and Abuja division now picked up the case. Now when they picked up the case, they wrote and they realized that Andrew is in Aba. He's in police custody in Aba. Now they sent men to come and pick Andrew from the police custody. Now at this point, nobody knew, I don't know, the investigation that was carried out in Aba, nobody knew what was going on. I don't know if they asked him about, because according to what Andrew was texting friends, he was told by the police that it was self-kidnapped case, that the girls kidnapped themselves allegedly, and they're trying to extort money from him. So I don't know the situation where he was at that point. Anyway, the police in Abuja came to take Andrew to Abuja because now the case is between two embassies basically. Now the police in Aba allegedly said that they're not going to bail Andrew, that Andrew is going to pay some money. Andrew allegedly paid 1.5 million. Now, bail in Nigeria is supposed to be free, but according to what Andrew was texting friends, because he had his phone, he was able to he's transferred 1.5 million to the friends, and then the police who came from Abuja to Aba picked him up. Now, what was said, or what the reports reaching online, was that Andrew requested to actually drive himself because at that point I don't think he was under arrest. I don't even think, because if somebody is under arrest, I don't see any reason why the person would drive their own car. But that was the situation when Andrew was granted bail, where he paid 1.5 million. He told the police that came to pick him up from Abuja that he would like to drive his own car. So they said, okay, if you're going to drive your car, then you have to pay for escort. So Andrew allegedly paid for escort. So there was a police car in front and the police car at his back, and he was driving. Now, according to the story, they ended in Benue State. When they got to Benue State, what happened, or what people allegedly were saying, was that one of the policemen, instead of driving straight to Abuja, where he was supposed to be transported to, one of them said they want to go and visit their wife or their girlfriend, so they deterred to Benue State. Now Andrew rented a hotel and they all lodged in the hotel. Now they stayed in Benue State for about 4 days. Andrew at this point was complaining to friends that he doesn't know what was going on. As this whole thing was going on, an activist, Harrison, picked up the case and started talking about it on social media. Other activists, Adeton, and there's a guy who allegedly is the friend of Andrew, who Andrew had been communicating with. He resides in the UK, And that one, they started talking on social media like, where's Andrew? What is going on? Nigerian police, be transparent. Tell us what is happening. Now, at this point, it's been 2 weeks that they were supposed to transport Andrew to Abuja. So people started asking questions. Where is Andrew? Where are the girls? What happened to them? So many stories started surfacing on social media. Some people said Andrew is an organ harvester. Andrew, there was so many allegations going on. Now, Harrison, the human rights activist, actually went to Aba to start asking questions that, okay, does anybody have information on what happened to these girls or their whereabouts? That can anybody tell them what was going on? That was when some neighbors said that at the back of Andrew Amechi's house, not far from his house, there's a bush there that they saw torso, like human torso there, that maybe that is the girls, or maybe they actually said they saw about 2 of them. So when Harrison took some policemen and they went there and they actually saw a human torso. Now, when they went to the house, they compared the curtain because it was wrapped in a curtain. They went to the house and they saw that the curtain is the same thing with the one in Andrew Amechi's house. So meaning that Andrew must have done something to the girls, wrapped them up and just discarded their body in the bush. Now, a lot of people said that Andrew's source of income was questionable, so he must be, a human trafficker. As this whole thing was going on, details started surfacing about what actually happened to the girls. Now, they started checking account details. Andrew, according to the story, they agreed on 1 million naira for whatever pleasure that they were going to have, the 3 of them. Now, he paid in 100,000 naira to them, for them maybe like a deposit or something. And when they got there, they realized that Celine's account, he actually withdrew 1 million naira. Now, instead of paying them 1 million naira, he took 1 million naira from their account, allegedly. Now, Harrison started raising alarm. He called the policemen that because stories started surfacing that when they were transporting Andrew to Abuja, he tried to escape and they opened fire and they shot him and he passed on, and that he is in a morgue in Benue State. But people that Andrew had been communicating with said that that is not possible, that Andrew stayed in Benue State for over 4 days, that he did not in fact, he was even eager to go to Abuja, but they were delaying the whole thing. So Andrew could not have decided to run away. According to the story, there were so many things. The police were extorting Andrew. He paid for the 4 days that they stayed in that hotel, according to people that he was talking to. So the police were more interested in extorting Andrew instead of solving the crime. And maybe when the whole thing blew up in their faces, or maybe when Andrew was saying that when he gets to Abuja, he was going to expose them, they killed him and they put him in a morgue. Now, they didn't mention all these things until like 2 weeks later, when Harrison and other people who were interested in the case started digging in. Harrison actually went to Benue to identify, because people said maybe he has paid the police off and then run away. But they went to Benue State and actually identified the body of Andrew Amechi, and they saw that he actually is dead. So the question now is, how do we find the truth? How do we get to the root of the matter? How do we even find the girls? Yes, a torso was found, but is that the torso of one of the girls? Nobody knows. What happened because they were supposed to transport him straight to Abuja, but they stayed in Benue for 4 days, extorting money from Andrew. What is actually the truth? Is Andrew actually a human organ trafficker, or is it just a trumped up charge for them to arrest him, take his money, and then murder him in cold blood? These are the questions that people are asking. A lot of people online have been accusing the ladies, the Celine and Afiba, of hookup. Like, why would they even travel to go and see people? Why would they even put themselves in that situation? we shouldn't blame, like victim blaming. I understand they shouldn't have done that, but the priority here is actually finding out what happened. Are they still alive? Are they dead? Is the torso, because it's just one torso that they found, does it really belong to Celine or Afiba? Why was Andrew not taken straight to Abuja? These are all the questions that people are asking, and the Nigerian police are not even answering any of these questions. The people that transported Andrew to, they were supposed to transport Andrew to Abuja, that deterred to Benue State, should come out and actually tell us what happened. I understand my last video I was talking about Saida Borj, who said that before anybody, 20 million, that if you give her 20 million, you can do anything to her. So these are the issues. Regardless of how we want to ignore certain things about morals in the society, but at this point, I don't even think we should be talking about that. We should be talking about finding out what actually happened to these girls, what happened to Andrew. Regardless, even if he's a serial killer, does it mean that, okay, the police are allowed to extort people and murder them in cold blood instead of actually putting them through due process? What do you think about this whole thing? Do you think you smell something, or do you think that listen, just let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Today's episode is once again sponsored by DBC's Wigs. Our details are on the screen. We sell wholesale, retail, and if you want to partner with us, let us know. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.